So this is my third video of our little Bighorn battle. Me and my son really enjoying this game. And it has a replay value also because not only rolling the dice and a lot of different outcomes on the results of the dice, but I mean there's little different tactics you can be using throughout the scenario, so it's really great. I think it has a lot of replay value. But this is a new scenario me and my son are going to use. It's basically all the maps. So the situation here is the Montana column does say set up 2 maps, but you really don't need the south map. You only need the north map. And so when you look at the 2 maps here in the Montana column, you can see where they start up the cavalry, right? The cavalry starting here, Custer's command, and you can see where the board is put together right there, right? The 2 maps come together. But that's all you need the south map for, and then you go ahead and move on to the north side, and then basically you never return. So you don't need both maps. And what the Montana column is representing is that Custer comes upon the village as it moved to the next valley over at the little Bighorn, little past it. And then Custer comes upon it, and then Terry's able to support, coming after that like a day later. So that's what the Montana column is representing. So what me and my son wanted to do was, let's have a scenario where you're utilizing the whole game, both maps, and without trying to go off course too far, and really use some realistic hypotheticals. For example, there's nothing we're going to do to change Custer and his character. He was who he was, and the political pressure from the government to not have yet another failed campaign against the Indians was upon Terry, Custer, everybody. And that's why they brought Custer in, because remember, he was in bad graces with Grant. But anyways, they brought him in so this because he was the only one that had experience fighting the warriors, and so he knew that, and he was going to prove everybody that he knew exactly what he was going to do, and he was going to be the big hero, and which is why he went after the village, because his whole number one purpose was to not allow this village to escape. So I don't use the optional rules for you setting up the soldiers any way you want, because this is the way Custer believed in the setup, how he separated his command into 3 different commands. And of course, you guys all know it's from the Battle of Washita, and this is how he went about taking that village. You can call it a victory, whatever you want, but he was able to capture women, children, villagers, and he used them to escape and came through the Indian lines unharassed as he brought the captives back. So, and this is also, you guys all know where Major Elliott, he left him out there stranded because he felt that his forces now at this critical time of the battle, the Indians were converging on him, and he had to get out of there, especially holding the captives. There was not a lot he can do and fight, so he had to leave. But anyways, Custer's gonna set up his forces this way, and his idea is to stop this village from getting away. And so to keep with the spirit of the game, now you have this whole north board, and the villagers can decide, as a warrior player, you can pack up and start moving down the valley like you want to, or you move off the south board. It's up to Custer to try to control this group. Now, in the real battle, the camp wasn't moving at all. They didn't move the entire battle they had with Custer. They just kind of, lazy moved on like the next day, so they weren't worried about it. So to us, the game is going to start this way, and the village will activate as it normally does, and then however you want to run Custer and try to control this village, that's fine. What we do, what's a little different here, is from the north map, Terry's going to enter, but he's not going to enter on the 27th. We're going to move it up a day. He's going to enter on the 26th. And why? Because to me, this was really one of the big issues. Terry's column, as they were moving down the Bighorn River, they were going to meet at the confluence of the Little Bighorn and the Bighorn. And as they moved down that river, they got lost, right? You can read about that. The scouts got them lost, and it took extra time. Also, he was like waiting for gibbons, and they just weren't moving very fast. And I believe if Terry would have moved with a little more purpose and they didn't get lost, they would have showed up on the battlefield earlier, or I'm saying a day earlier. So that's what we do in our scenario. We let Terry arrive on the 26th, and then the infantry's right behind him. So that's how we played this scenario. In our scenario, I'm not sure what my son is doing here with Keo and Custer. He's been running around this side. I don't know what's going on. I'm allowed to move some circles, but I haven't moved. Now, when he pulled up in the woods, that's a nice defensive tactic of his. I stayed away and just laid down fire, is what I'm starting to do, not take chances. But once I built enough warriors around, I'm going in for the melee now. They're just scouts here trying to screen them, and one is low ammo. The other one is prone, or he went into prone, so he's really trying to hide out there. But because of the forces here within 3 hexes of Reno, adding all these up and adding all this up, I outnumber them. So Reno is going to panic his next turn. Now this is one of my examples I even talked about in the last video. I move in on him because I want to melee those scouts in the bushes there, and he gets a defensive fire after I move, and he forces one of my 5 strength warriors, forces them to retreat. So it kind of messes up my melee, but I still ended up with a 3-1, but nothing happened. No effect on that one.
Alright, so my father was a little confused as to why I was bringing Custer and all my strong forces around. And really the reason is because he has the river way too fortified. I mean, I can't attack that. I was already started over here. So I have Yates and Reno over here in the woods defending, trying to hold off while Benteen comes in, because Benteen can bring reinforcements, maybe flank. But as for this, it's way too reinforced, and he doesn't have all his ponies yet, so I'm really trying to outrun him and see if I can get around and kind of just surround him on the weaker sides and not attack directly through the river.
We've been going 40 minutes. 40 minutes in this fight. It's really Varnum with his scouts holding off, and I just keep bringing more troops here. But look at these ones that are disrupted. Every time I bring some power here because I really want to get in this hex, he's shooting at me and he's disrupting out some power. So it's still a 3-1, and I'm firing at him, and he's low ammo, he's disrupted, he's pinned, but I can't seem to nail the head in the coffin, man. So now he's deciding, what are you going to do in this melee? Are you running? Okay. He wants to retreat before melee. Now I just want to clarify that the 2 groups sitting there behind a hex away, they cannot fire through the woods. So just to let you know that all his firing to disrupt me on my melee is coming from the scouts. I mean, when we're talking scouts, we're talking, I don't know, he has like 3 scouts there. They're only 1 strength point, and then he has the leader, and that's what's, the scouts are holding me off here. And if we look here, it's -1 because he's pinned, +1 because he's got his leader, he's stacked with them. So it's whatever he rolls, and he needs a 1 or a 2. Right? No, he needs a 4, 5, or 6.
Anything but a 1 or anything but a, yeah, what you said.
Yeah, 4, 5, or 6. Let's see it. Oh, and he gets a 1. He's disrupted. So everybody who's not disrupted is disrupted, and he can't move. All right. We're 1 +1.
He's not wipe me out either.
Oh, it's a 6. That's a good roll.
Killed 2, retreat 2.
Yeah, it didn't wipe you out, but it sure hurt you. All right, well, my melee finally came through here. So I took this hex from him. Varnum had to retreat. He lost 2 scouts. So all he has left is Bloody Knife. And he's disrupted. So, is it on there? Yeah, it's down there.
It's on the bottom.
So, I'm happy with that round. About time. And you can see I'm bringing more forces around here. But I've got to watch Custer over here, and I'm trying to stay defensive behind the river. So, but I'm going to try to overpower this. As you can see, I've got more guys coming around. Just the way it happened, man. They just keep coming. They keep coming. We're going to try to get them trapped. Reno may panic because he's in the woods like he did before and try to get to a high point on the hill, which, you know, could help him. I don't know. Or he can stay there and die.
You know, he is overrunning me here, but I do have reinforcements.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Benteen is starting to show up and help Reno out.
Pretty strong forces.
Ooh, what's he got? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is strong.
Yes.
All right, let's see how well you do in melee.
Yes.
Let's see how well you do in melee.
I got jacked.
Because look, he keeps taking out 10 guys. I mean, this is a 5 strength and a 5 strength that he keeps pushing me out of the melee hex. So showing a little thing here. So he took a fire on me. I was here with the units that occupied the woods. That's why I only moved 2 in and not all 4, because I figured I might voluntary route. So before he got to shoot anybody else, I voluntary route after that. So backed up there. And that's why I got to play it a little more, you know, be aggressive, but also don't take your losses where you really don't need to be. So I just pointed out here the voluntary route. In the last video I was saying I don't use it a lot because if I'm going to try to surround the soldiers and get on them, I mean, and then, of course, he's going to get defensive fire. Why would I voluntary route? I'm going to take my chances. However, in something like this, where you see he has 2 stacks, he had 2 stacks next to me. That's like 3 guys on each stack, 2 or 3 strength of force. And you know the soldier's firing table is very, very good. And he can really, really mess up those 2 or 3 men. So as soon as he took the first shot, you have to wait for the first shot, then I just voluntary route and I run. All right, so as you see, the camp is starting to move this direction. And he's got Benteen trying to come up, so I got plenty of warriors, I think, but I thought this hex was a good ground to hold. It's a strategic spot as far as I think these units go, and so I wanted to hold it. I lost Big Road.
Oh my gosh, you can't even get into the freaking woods.
It looks like Keo has had enough right here. He's out. They're trying to even flank more. He checked out this ford, and no, it's not a ford. So in our scenario, you know, we put them all on. He is now moving more downriver. Boy, just like it plays out in history, they came and they would try to check some areas. They'd get some gunfire because I've lost a strength point, so did his trooper, and then they move around. So he did.
Reno's turned into a war hero. He ran away like a coward, and now he's coming back. He got himself together. He got himself through it and realized his legacy can't end like that. So he ran back to the front lines, and he's turned into a war hero.
I know. He's holding off this whole spot right there.
All right, so this is going pretty interesting. I really have some of my weaker half of my army over here, and they've been doing a pretty good job holding out. I just got attacked in melee. Reno got pushed back. He's the disrupted unit right here. My strong forces are over here, and they're doing a great job. It's going to be interesting. I have Benteen coming around, trying to flank, but I think I'm going to get a good melee right here. I think if I can move with Yates and get an attack going, I'll be able to melee him out of there. And we're just fighting for this position and really trying to go around and flank over here.
So I don't know if it's just because we're getting a little better or it's our own scenario where, and we're kind of spread out. He's trying to swing around with Custer. He's all bloating right now because he rolled like 4 12s.
It was pretty unreal.
4 times 12s on me. He was jacking me up everywhere.
Pretty insane. I don't think I've ever been that lucky rolling it.
Yeah.
I've been playing these games my whole life. It was pretty ridiculous.
Well, when you're, I'm getting beat up, I took too many casualties. He gave me at least 3 or 4 casualties this turn, and I can't afford that. And I was trying to keep Custer from, go ahead, take him off, moving over the woods, across the river. But like I said, I'm getting beat up. He forced Gall to retreat. Crazy Horse guy got a wound. I had to roll for his leadership to see if he got wounded. It's a little too much. I think I need to back up. Can't really take that fire like that. I think this side I'm going to back up. This side, even though Bentine's here with some power, I'm going to try to hold on to this side. Well, we just finished some more turns here. And over here, he was holding a line here for a while, but I finally was able to outflank him and push him back. Now he's getting routed. I've been eliminating these guys, and he ran for the woods. So, again, attacking soldiers in the woods, it's a little rough. I don't know if I'm going to be doing it, but I'm trying to keep moving the villagers. And then on this side, he mortally wounded Gall in 4 turns. So Gall's mortally wounded in 4 turns. I got to take him off. He just killed another one. That's 2.
He was playing a game where whenever I move up here with Custer, he would like come up behind me with Gall. So I just started chasing him. This is probably the 3rd turn now maybe in a row where I've just been firing at him from long range. So he can't fire back since he's mounted, and I eventually got lucky with him rolling bad, and I killed his leader.
Yeah. That's 2 leaders of mine down, but basically we're just firing here and holding a line, and I'm just trying to protect my villagers. And Custer vacated this area back here where the ford is to go after Gall, so now I'm kind of trying to occupy. And the idea here is so as he left the river spot, I came up and put my 2 warriors right there, and now I'm holding that side of the river. So if Custer decides to move back, the way it goes is offensive fire, then moving. That means he moves back up to the ford, but he has to stop, and then I get defensive fire. So my 2 warriors there are going to shoot fire at him over the river and hopefully get some disrupted or a pin or even a step loss, which will kind of break up a little melee he's trying to do. So that's how you run around and try to take advantage of situations, is get there first and then get set up for defensive fire. So I try to be mounted. I can move fast, and then you dismount where you're trying to hold a spot. Occupy it, and I'm bringing a couple more mounted warriors this way just to deal. Custer's, he's got some strong forces here, but really the way this battle goes, you get a few good shots, you take a few wounds, man, and it really can turn the tide for you. So anyways, what are you thinking? How you thinking it's going for you?
I think it's going pretty good. I mean, I definitely got kicked out over here, but I don't think it's really the end. I've got the pack train coming, so I'm definitely going to get some breastworks.
Yeah, he can start doing breastworks.
That's going to make it really hard for him to kill me there.
Yeah.
So I think I'm in a good position in the woods. The real reason he got me is because I was out.
Exactly. I was just going to say, I think the best thing was because Bentine came this way, and then he tried to swoop down because he was getting more damage on me here. But as soon as he swooped down, I kind of swarmed him and stopped. And it took a few turns, but I did get the best of him in the melee. And because he was in the open, it really jacked him. So he's back in his woods hiding, which, hey, that's where he goes. That's where he goes,
Back in his woods hiding.
Yeah. Anything else? Well, unfortunately, my wife had enough of this game being on the kitchen table because we take breaks in between. It's been like 5 months, so we had to stop, and we took it down. But I think he was getting the best of me, especially because he killed Big Road and Gall. So I think he got 10 points, if I remember correctly, on those 2. But you can see the Hunkpaka circle here. This camp is moving off the south edge. I don't have far to go, and he needs to try to stop that. But because he's getting hurt so bad, he's going into the river and tree line to defend himself. And he mentioned bringing Benteen up with the breastworks, and he'll defend himself there, but at some point he has to come back out in the open to stop my camps or bring some other reinforcements around. So he may be hard-pressed on this side. Custer's job is to hold this camp from getting off the board, and so he can't allow this to happen. Now, as far as the turns go, we just started. We finished the 25th day. The 26th day is starting. And remember, in the Montana scenario, Terry don't come in till the 27th. Well, in our scenario, he didn't delay, and he comes in on the 26th. So 4 turns into the 26th, he's going to enter the game on the north side, and then he's going to start coming down, and then the infantry follows after that. But what a great game this is. Really enjoy it.